Hello, good morning, all of you. Today is your introductory class. Welcome in your class 11th. Today is your I am APARNA. Today is your introductory class. I am APARNA BHUSHAN taking your bio class. First of all, we will discuss and we will know the syllabus chapter wise. First, you required to purchase NCERT book as basic book. So now see the syllabus. In this book there are 5 units. 5 units. First unit contain diversity of living world, diversity of living world, living organisms contain 4 chapters. First chapter is the living world. Second chapters biological classification. Third chapters plant kingdom, and fourth chapters animal kingdoms. Unit 1 diversity of living organism contain 4 chapters. Like first is living world, second is biological classification, animal classification, and plant kingdom. Animal kingdom as well as the plant kingdom. Animal kingdom, and fourth is also plant kingdom. This is the first unit, contain 4 chapters. Living world, the living world, biological classification, animal kingdom, and plant kingdom. Second unit contains structural organization in animal and plant. Structural organization in animal and plants. Plants also contain the 3 chapters: morphology of flowering plants, anatomy of flowering plants, structural organizations in animal. First chapters contain morphology of flowering plants, flowering plants, anatomy of flowering plants, Next, structural organization in animal, Structural organization in animal, organization in animal. Next, Unit 3, contain cell structures and functions. Unit 3 is cell structure and function and functions. First chapter, cell, the unit of life. Chapter 8, including cell, the unit of life. Second, chapter 9, biomolecules. Unit 4, contain plant physiology. Contain chapter 10, 11 and 12, biomolecules. And cell division. Plant physiology contain nutrients transport in plants. Then nutrition, mineral nutrition. Next, photosynthesis in higher plant. Higher plants. Respiration in plants. Next, respiration in plants. Next, plant growth and development. Last unit, Unit 5. Human physiology. Contain chapter 16, digestion and absorption. Then breathing and exchange of gases. Then body fluid and circulation. Body fluids and circulation. Next, excretory products. excretory products and their elimination. Next chapter. Next, locomotion and movement. Locomotion and movements. Next, neural control and coordinations. Neural control and coordination. And last, that is chemical coordinations and integration. Chemical coordination and integration. So this is your complete syllabus. NCERT book contains 5 units. So out of 5, in your first terms, you will study 3, unit 3, up to cell cycle and cell division. So first chapters in your syllabus is the living world, diversity of living organism. 4 chapters includes the living world, biological classification, animal kingdom, plant kingdom. So today we will start the first chapter of the first unit, diversity of living world, living organism. The first chapter is the living world. First chapter first, your topic is the living world. First you know about the life. What is life? What is living? So life is a unique, complex organization of molecules that express itself through chemical reactions which lead to growth, development, responsiveness, adaptations, reproductions, etc. The object which exhibiting growth, development, responsiveness and other characteristics of life are designated as living beings. So, single trait of life cannot distinguish a living beings from a non-living object. So, therefore, a number of traits are examined simultaneously to differentiate living beings. So, in your previous class, you have already learned how to separate the living things from non-living things. So, different criteria you have already learned to separate the living things or living beings. So, there are so many characteristics to differentiate living organism. See characteristics of living being, of living beings. Living beings organized and complex. First character is organized and complex. complex structures. There is capacity for growth, capacity for growth, then respiration, two types, aerobic, anaerobic, respiration, then response to environment, then adaptation, reproduction are of two types, asexual and sexual reproductions, then movements, then acquired and used materials and energy. Out of these, there are systematized the characteristics, cellular structures, metabolism are of two types, anabolism, catabolism, then growth, reproduction, next consciousness, next organization, then energy, next homeostasis, stasis, next variation, then adaptations, healing and repair, disposal of waste, movement, lifespan, and death. These are the characteristics of living beings that determine the living objects are defined or not. So first is cellular structures, like that organization. Every organism is organized and made up of the biomolecules like chemical substances And these chemical substances, first of all, present in their organelles, and these organelles are also forms a structures. This structure is known as cell. So cell is the functional and structural and functional basic unit of life. So first we see the organization in living organism. Organization in living beings. First characters, organization in living beings, that living organisms are made up of chemicals and have a highly organized and complex structures based on organic molecules. The structural and functional unit of an organism is a cell. Some unicellular organisms are free living and possess structures called organelles that allow them to be self-sufficient, but more complex organisms are multicellular. In case of higher organism, cells are organized into tissue organized to organs, organ organized to organ system, organ systems organized to organism, organism to then population, population to then community, community to ecosystem, biomes and biosphere. So you see the level of organizations in living world. First of all, organelles. Organelles form cells form tissue, tissues form organ system, organs form organ system, organ system form organism for population, so many populations form community, form ecosystem to biomes, biomass या biomes to biosphere. These are the organization in living organisms. Organizations in living organism or level of organizations or levels of organizations in living organism. So a smallest objects which is made up for single unicellular organism is known as organelles, that is made up of organic compounds, and these possesses to cell. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. A structural and functional unit of life. Then so many different types of cells organized to form next level of the organization is known as tissue. Tissue is of Origin is the same but perform different functions. All tissue are organized into same origin but perform different functions. Origin is same but perform different functions. Perform different function. Groups of cells. Groups of cells, origin is same, perform different functions. Organs is the associations of tissue organized into organs. That means कि so many tissues organized to form organs. Tissue organized to form organ. So many organs constitute to form organ system, like organ systems like our digestive system, excretory system, etc. Or so many organ systems, that is makes a and so the complexity to form an organism. So organism is the complex machine. We know it's the complex machine, and that is the organ systems functioning together make up a living organism. So organ system functioning together to form an organism. And organism forms populations, that is the higher level of organizations level. So many populations form community, different community form ecosystem form biomes, and biomes form biosphere. So biosphere is the compositions of 4 different types of sphere. First is also known as hydrosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere, and then organismic sphere. So these are the first characteristics of living beings, that is organization in the living beings and its complexity. Then cellular structures. All living organism made up of the cell. Cell is the structural and functional unit, you already know, and cell is also defining structures of the living organism. So second characters, cellular structures. That is defining structures or characters of living beings. Thank you.